people. I'm planning a lesson for one of my classes, and I'm about to go through and get the information for my immersion for my other two. Because I also have 2 objective exams this time too. So this is an interesting term so far. I don't think I've had this many immersions in one term before. Go Reacts, I only normally have 1. Oh. But this time I have a Go React and 2 immersions, so I'm a little anxious there, because, like, my last immersion, as you guys know, I had to do a second time because I messed up, and my first thought was, this stuff is relating to phonics and reading. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do. I mean, I'm good at reading. I've always had a high Lexile level for sure. But phonics, I've always struggled with sounding out the words because it's like I read it all as one instead of trying to break it down and all that stuff. And so, I don't know how well I'm gonna do. And if it gets loud, it's just the printer, because I needed to print this stuff out for my thing. And sorry if I seem a bit out of it, y'all. I have only been up for a little bit. Oh! That was quick! Okay then. That was really quick. So, I submitted my assignment yesterday, my 13-page lesson plan yesterday. And I just logged in, because normally it'll come across on my phone, and I guess it didn't. But it, looks like I passed it on the first try, because it said eval completed. Congratulations. So, that normally means that I've passed it, and there's nothing that needs to be revised about it. Considering I spent 2.5 hours on this lesson plan, I'm impressed. Okay. I spent 2.5 hours writing this damn thing. So I really am impressed. I just gotta figure out what freaking class it was for. It's the hard part. Was it 688? It might have been 688. Which means I wrote this in the wrong damn notebook. I'm gonna be mad if I did. Because, oh, thank you. I got it yesterday. So, it's one I've been waiting to get, and I finally got it. It might have been this class, actually, that I did it. Yep, I wrote it in the wrong dang notebook. Damn it. I mean, yeah, that's 688. I need the other one. Okay, so you guys just caught a funny blooper. I wrote in the wrong notebook because I didn't pay attention to what class it was for. I need this one then. Yep, 670 and 688. Yep, there we go. I'm from the U.S. There we go. Now that I'm in the right notebook, I cannot believe I messed that up. That was actually kind of funny. I was like, wait, what class is this for again? Okay, hold on. I want to see what the eval report said. Cool! That is really cool. Let me see. I want to read what my eval report said. Wow. Okay. So, this is what my evaluator said about my 13-page lesson plan here. They said, you provided a well-structured lesson plan that aligns the last stop on Market Street with relevant K-6 reading standards and clearly addresses vocabulary, comprehension, and critical thinking. Your lesson thoughtfully incorporates positive cultural representations and uses a variety of engaging instructional strategies, including think, pair, share, and anchor chart, and guided discussion prompts. Your lesson also intentionally incorporates scaffolded comprehension throughout the lesson, pre, during, and post-reading, and student responses are used to clarify misconceptions, highlight insights, and build a collaborative chart. And I got competent on all of them, and they said my sentence fluency and spelling and everything was great. So, and I passed that on the first attempt. So, yay. One assessment down for this term. Now all I have to do is finish planning the lesson and then teach it. Which actually won't take me too long because I'm going to find... Because my book is coming in soon. Because I actually had to order the book that I chose because I didn't have it. I have a tiny little library over there and I didn't have the book. When I was planning this, I thought I did, but I didn't. But, yeah. Okay, so this is D688, so let me write this down before I forget. No, I'm an adult. I'm 19. I'll be 20 in next February. I am a college student, so. Bubba, why are you laying on the plate? You're lucky that's an empty plate, you silly cat. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna get, my major is, special education, and my minor is elementary education, and, it's a dual licensure program, so it's Bachelor of Arts, Special, Education, and Elementary Ed. So it is a dual licensure program. I'm almost halfway through. I am literally 9 more credits from the halfway point of my degree program. Okay. So sorry if it gets loud. I am printing something to go along with my lesson here. Okay. So, now that I have my lesson plan open again, I need to go and write down the vocab words. Okay, good. I have enough paper in the printer. But yeah, let's see. I know I wrote down the vocab words right in this lesson plan. I have just got to sit here and figure out where the heck I put it. Let's see. Vocab. Where did it go? Where did I put it? Okay, apparently I did not have enough paper in the printer. I thought I did. Okay, so that was my mistake. Print. Yes, printer, I know. I need to put more ink in there soon. Where did I put the vocab for this? I could have sworn I wrote it down. Well, this is 13 pages, so, you know, I'm not even surprised that I can't find my own damn vocab. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna pick some of the words. So, let's see. They're going to be privilege, perspective, diverse, opportunity. So right now I'm picking out the vocab words I'm going to use for this lesson. And now I can grab my stapler. But this is my 13-page lesson plan that I passed on the first try. This is actually the longest lesson plan I've written. I've written one that was 6 pages, but this is absolutely the longest. Hello. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that needs one more. There we go. Alright, cool. So, there's my lesson plan. 13 pages of it. And now that I've picked out the vocab, I'm going to start on the second part of this. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me figure out what the heck I'm trying to do here first. I need a new paper. And this is going to be... Now, I know I just said the name of the daggone book. Yeah, give me a minute. The Last Stop on Market Street. Hellos. Okay. Then I need to find the comprehension. Okay, that's an interesting opinion. And then I need to find the comprehension sheets for the 3 different distinctions I made for the students. Oops. Enter. I'm going to put in a table. Table. Insert. Table. And so we're going to do word. Definition, example, and then I will find examples from the book. What is this? Quit that. Okay, so the first one I said is going to be privilege. And then, of course, I have to find the student-friendly definition. That way, it'll be easier for the students to comprehend, because for this lesson, I'm teaching 3rd and 4th grade. So, I need the words to not be overly complicated and cause confusion. The next one is going to be perspective. student-friendly definition. And then our example for this, because I want to make sure that I have examples of the word so they know how to properly use it when formulating their response. And then the next one was going to be diverse. So let's see. Where is diverse? Was diverse? Yeah, diverse. Was it? Yeah, it was. Okay. Let's see. So I'll do opportunity and then diverse. So I want to come up with another one too. Because I want to have 6 vocab words. But anyways, I'm excited to do this book because this is one I've read only one time. And so I'm going to do a read aloud when I get my book, and I'm going to read it on here. That way I can refamiliarize myself with the book. But I'm definitely excited to do my lesson on this book. So, this is going to be good. I'm going to do appreciate. Or do I want to do community? Let's see. Let me go back to my lesson plan. Oh, hi, Charlie. Okay. I really want to do diverse, but I need to find the student-friendly definition for that. So I'm going to do diverse and community because they go hand in hand. Okay, that makes sense. That's going to make more sense. So, here we go. So, community. And so with this lesson plan, I've actually differentiated the instruction for multiple groups of students. So one instruction set is for ELLs, or English language learners, and so their instruction meets their level. And then I did one for the gifted and talented learners, or as they call them, advanced learners. And then I did a distinction for students with dyslexia or other disabilities that would give them a harder time reading and understanding. So I did diversify that, and then I decided to do the audiobook as well, but for the sake of time, because I only have like 20 minutes to teach the lesson, I'm going to read it instead. So I'm going to read part of the book, and that way it would still be audio because I'm reading it, and then whoever else wanted to read it on their own would read it on their own. Charlie, Bandit, no. Bandit, no. Charlie, no. No, no. Sorry, y'all. These kitties are being crazy. Okay. So let me find this as I talk. So, as I said, I'm going to find like comprehension sheets for each group, as well as that. So, let's see. So, there's the student-friendly definition of diverse. And then the example from the book. And so the main characters of the book are CJ, who's a little boy, and Nana, of course, I believe is the grandmother. It's been a while since I've read the book. But I thought this would be a good book to choose because it gives a different lens on cultural perspectives and how things are different in different cultures, communities. I thought of it as a way to um, kind of go hand in hand and give the students a broader perspective and look at the world around them to better understand what a community is, how different people live and work together and get along as one. And I thought that would be a great example. So, yeah. And then the last vocab word I want to do, because I said I was going to do 6. So we have privilege, perspective, opportunity, community, diverse. And I want to do I don't know. I think I'm going to do appreciate. Maybe I'll add grateful and do 7. I'm one of those people, I don't like odd numbers, but for the sake of this and my sanity, I'm just going to do 7. Because if I sit here and try to find another word, I'm going to drive myself up a daggone wall trying to plan this lesson. And I really don't want to, so. Alright. So then the last word is going to be grateful. Oops. Come on. Hand, work with me. My wrist is still swollen. I'm pretty sure I twisted my wrist somewhere last week. And now it's just driving me up a wall. Oh, no. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm not going to drive myself up a wall about a misplaced line in the thing. Okay, so I'm going to read over the vocab words I chose for the kids. For those who don't know, of course, this is just a Go React lesson, which means I am pretty much teaching to the wall and not actual students. Just to clarify, I am not in the classroom yet. I still have my tests to take, which I'm going to do come January, February, and March, so that I can get into the classroom to student teach and everything. But right now I'm trying to finish up the last of my classes before I do any of that. Alright, so our vocab for the lesson is going to be privilege, perspective, opportunity, community, diverse, grateful, and appreciate. And I have examples from the book, of course. But I thought this would be a good starting point for the lesson. Okay, I need to make that bigger and embolden it. Okay. Now I do want to make a Frayer model for the words. So really, boys? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what is the last one? Hey, don't. Oh, privilege. I think I spelled that right. I don't know. Nope, I didn't. Privilege. Hold on. Privilege. Yep, I added an extra letter. Privilege. I don't know why I added an extra I. Yep. Okay, so there's that. Okay, I'm gonna print this out. And then I'm gonna do the vocab quiz, the Frayer model, and the comprehension sheets for each different group of students. Okay, that's printed. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Normally I don't have such fun planning lessons, but I'm excited to do this one, honestly. Okay, so. And this is going to be. And then I'm going to title this. Wow. Perfect English there. Yep. My native language, and I still can't speak it. Okay, I'm going to center margin this. I want to make it bigger. Okay. 16 font. Bold. Come over, move from the center margin. Flush right, or left. I always flush left on my margins. A lot of people will say flush right, and I'm like, no, flush left, and go with it, yeah. Put that down. Okay. Oops. And D. And question 2 for word number 2. And so I kind of designed the quiz based on what you would consider to be kind of misconceptions about a word that you don't understand unless you've learned. So like for grateful, some of the answer choices are like feeling angry, feeling confused, feeling tired, and of course the correct one is feeling thankful. But I thought it would kind of make them have to think a little bit, but it's still simple enough that they won't trip too much. And I know a lot of people will say, well, why are you planning such a huge lesson and going through all this if, it's just teaching to the wall pretty much? Because it's practice for actually going into the classroom and teaching. Because, for an actual classroom, you kind of have to teach all of it. And so this is good practice. I will be right back, y'all. Give me about 5 minutes. I shall return. Alrighty, y'all. I am sorry. I had to go to the ladies' room. Anyways, as I was saying, there's 7 words on the vocab quiz, and so I made it a little bit challenging, so they actually have to sit there and think about what the word means rather than it being like simple. So like I used the sentence from the book as the example, and then I asked, well, what does perspective mean? So for example, this one is, Nana helped CJ change his perspective. What does perspective mean? And then you have 4 answer choices. So I thought this would be good practice, actually. That's why I'm doing all this, because every time I have Go React, I try to do as much planning as possible, because once I get in the classroom, I'm going to have to do stuff like this. So I like the practice this gives me. Oops, did not mean to italicize it. And so, like, for example, I have, on my lesson plan, I have different ways that I'm going to help each group of students, because that's one of the things you're graded on your lesson plan, as well as your teaching, is whether or not you have the correct supports for every student. So for example, this class or this lesson, I have ELLs, which are English language learners, which are students from whose native language is not English, and they are learning it, and so their fluency may not be up to what we consider our fluency. Then I have the advanced learners, or as they would be called, gifted and talented, and or what is the other one? High achievers. And then I have the students that would have reading problems, for example, things like dyslexia, DLD, language disorder, speech impediment, whether they are either, they have some sort of vision impairment, and they cannot read as well, or, if they have autism and they get lost, if they have ADHD and they wind up rereading the same line over and over, I have the audiobook version that they can use. And I thought that would be a good idea. So next, once I print this vocab quiz, will be the Frayer model for the words. And then I'm going to go through and do the poster. Okay, so we did the quiz. So next is the poster, Frayer model. And like I said, I have, okay. And then, of course, I'm going to come up with comprehension questions for each group of students as well. So, okay. Okay, so there's that. I need that open. File. Pardon me, y'all. And this is going to be ELL. So I'm getting ready to do the comprehension question sheet for the ELL students. So I'm just going to call it comprehension worksheet, as to not, once again, make people feel singled out, because, once again, some people don't learn as fast as others. Some have different progress, and that's okay. That is what I'm here to do, is to help. 12, down 1. Let me check. I need to print out my Frayer models. Okay. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's close that tab. Let's come over here. I know I have stuff. Oh, come on, computer. Come on. I hate my computer right now. It's being slow. Grab the vocab. Stuffs. Okay. So, here's what I'm looking for. Oh, and my computer's being special. Alright, you know what? Life happens. My computer is special. I've learned to accept that. Leaving that into the universe's hands. But what I can do to alleviate some of the space. Okay. I know, yeah. Okay. There we go. So sometimes I have to alleviate space by using my flash drive, because this computer does not have a, as I call it, butt ton of storage. But it got me through high school, so you know what? I'm not going to complain too dang much, because it got me through high school, so. Okay. Let's see if that'll help now that I moved that over. Now I can delete those off my computer, because those files are taking up too much space. And I think that's part of the problem. Okay, where is the, I need the stapler for the vocab. And then oh, okay, I didn't, okay, so, yep, that's fine. That happened. Okay. That's there. That's the vocab list. Blank piece of paper I need to put back in the printer. Okay. Delete that. That should help. Okay. And then close that tab. See if that helps alleviate the problem. Oh, man. Okay, while I'm waiting for that. I'm going to space them so that way they would have room to write. And so what I'm doing for the ELL comprehension questions are simple ones that they can answer, whether it be in their level of knowledge of English or in their native language. They can write it, and then I will read and grade it. That way they understand what they're doing, and it gives them an equal opportunity as their peers to be able to learn. And so, like, I'm going to do some from the vocab, too. So, like, I did what you would call the general ed version of the vocab quiz. So I'm going to do one for the other groups of students as well, because that is what differentiated instruction is. And so, like, for this one, for the ELL students, I have some that are like, look at the pictures in the book. What can you tell from the pictures? What do you think is going on? Things like that. That way, they don't just have to read the words, because, once again, if your native language isn't the one that, the book is in, you're not going to understand. But pictures can help alleviate that by giving you a chance to look and analyze what you see, because, once again, pictures are worth 1,000 words. What you may not be able to read in language, you can infer from a picture. And so I like that, so. And of course, the ELL students will have access to the book in their native language as well. But I do want to add comprehension questions that suit the students' abilities, rather than where I think they should be, because that's not fair. And a good teacher teaches the way the students learn. If they can't learn the way we teach the way they learn. And so that is what I'm doing. Okay. I'm honestly surprised I still have one person watching, because honestly I expected everyone to be gone. This is boring to most people. But hey, I'm happy that one person is watching. That makes my day. There we go. Oh, there's two people. Hello. There we go. Okay. Hello.